welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me, as always,
Step ends.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touched myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk, yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No. I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You got right! Oh, you're right! The party!
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Wrestling with Commercials. This is a Patreon exclusive just for the Filter Free Network, so nobody else gets this but our active patrons. Timmy C, what's up, bud?
To hell with all that copyright shit. Let's steal some people's stuff and make fun of it.
All right, so we just did WCW Thunder for 1998, so it got me
Gold.
thinking, it got me thinking maybe we should do some 1998 commercials. So I went digging, and here we go.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
You know, it's kind of interesting. This was, at the time, a completely different thing than what most video stores did.
Guarantees they'll be there.
Because before this, movies were so expensive to buy. They were like $80-$90 for a VHS.
Go home happy.
Well, but they're also, Blockbuster was one of the first actual chains that, you know, a lot of it was just mom and pop movie stores. So Blockbuster was different as it had the big chains, so they could afford doing all that. I mean,
Yeah. Well, but then that was about the time that VHS, the prices started going down on it. So you were able to like buy more because you're paying $30 instead of $80 or whatever. I mean, there was a point where they were like $120. I mean, it was just absolutely
yeah, I remember
ridiculous.
Bruce talking about the cost for WrestleMania 4 or whatever the case may be. I mean, we used to go to Blockbuster all the time on Friday nights until I moved to Florida. And then we didn't go to Blockbuster anymore. We went to Red Rabbit Video. That was our jam.
Red Rocket.
Red Rabbit, not Red Rocket. No crayons.
Okay.
Miss me some Blockbuster.
Well, speaking of Friday nights when I was in high school,
Here we go. Who still drinks this shit?
well, nobody now. They had
It's
a
gone.
resurgence a couple years ago, but I drank it back then.
It died in 2020 with COVID. It got COVID and died.
So for a New Year's Eve party one year, damn dog just died himself
Dog got COVID.
from Zima. So I went to a New Year's Eve party with one of the older girls I worked with. I was like 18. She was like 27. And she was hot for it. But I was drinking Zima. And then I had a little moonshine on top of that with cherries in it.
And she made fun of you.
Nope. I projectile vomited all over that mobile home.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't get a stiffy either, probably.
Well, I could have, but after I projectile vomited, there's
She
no
was
coming
done with
back
you.
from that.
I haven't had Zima. So I had an army buddy that didn't really drink. But every once in a while, he would take a few swigs of Zima, and I'd end up usually finishing it. So
Zima.
It's probably been 2002 since I've had a Zima.
Zima is a White Claw without flavor. Basically, it's what it is.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had a Zima. It was definitely in the army.
All right, let's go to the next commercial. I hate the movie Swingers because it did this dumb shit.
Khakis from Gap. I don't think I've ever shopped at Gap.
I think I shopped at their outlet. I ain't ever paying full price for that shit.
Crap. I prefer women in tighter pants than that baggy khaki shit.
I'm not even commenting. All right.
Fujifilm. Was this like the first ever digital camera?
Something like that.
Do you remember your first digital camera?
He's not really 29. And there'll come a day when you can bore friends with vacation pictures.
I'm bad with pictures. I don't know that I've ever
got my first digital camera in Kuwait right before we went into Iraq for the war. We all bought digital cameras. And that's how we still have some of the pictures we have from over there. But there was this website back in the day called Hot or Not.
Ah, yes,
Remember
I remember that.
We all took pictures on our digital camera and uploaded them to Hot or Not to see who could get the most upvotes from the whores. And that was like our gig, Hot or Not. We were all on that bitch every day trying to see what our rankings were.
Well, I thought that commercial was interesting because it was basically talking about social media. It's like you can send photos to your friends of your vacation while you're on vacation. I'm like, yeah, they knew it was coming.
I mean, do people still buy cameras?
Well, it's making a comeback now. My daughter has a little mini, like Polaroid camera that has the little.
Yeah, my kids have that.
Yeah,
that's just
like buy me film for that. I'm like, that's expensive, and you're just gonna take pictures of like your feet. We're not even gonna sell them on the internet. So,
what's next?
Coors Light special.
Coors Light.
I can honestly say I've never bought a Coors Light.
I have. They're terrible.
I mean, I've drank Coors Light, but I have never once ever spent my money on Coors Light.
You've never been to a sports event out west, have you?
No.
Because usually it's Miller or Coors.
Well, I would drink Miller.
Anheuser-Busch doesn't travel west.
So Miller would be what I would drink.
So yeah, not a fan of Coors Light. It's kind of ass.
I mean, I'll drink it if there's nothing else, but I can't remember the last time I had a Coors Light.
I'd rather have a Miller Light.
Yeah, I'd rather have Miller Light than Coors Light any day.
Hell, Bud Light even. Bud Light's a little sweet for my taste.
Bud Light gives me a headache. After like 2 or 3, I have a pounding headache.
They're really sweet. I drank them all through college. I drank Bud Light, but for some reason now it just tastes like sugar.
I drank it for a little while and then switched to Miller Lite. That was my beer of choice. And then about, 10, 12 years ago, I switched because I was like, damn, this Miller Lite gives me heartburn, when you have 18, 20 of them.
Yeah.
So then I switched to Mick Ultra, and it's like, damn, these Mick Ultras give me a heartburn when you have 18.
When you drink 18 or 20 of them.
But now I got Mick Ultra koozies, so I ain't going back.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Mick Ultra.
Yeah,
I'll usually start with one of my fancy pants beers, an IPA, and then just to get the party going, and then I'll switch.
If I'm drinking beer and I'm buying, you're either drinking Mick Ultra or Dos Equis. That's my 2 beers of choice.
Soon in perfect fashion.
This commercial made no sense. Destination Old Navy. Fashion is in the air. Pets love fashion.
Well, they've obviously never been to Old Navy. By the way, from Dynasty. Not Linda Evans. What was the other? What's her name?
For me,
Loretta Lynn. I don't remember.
and Old Navy.
Call 1-800 Old Navy. Who calls Old Navy?
Someone that is stuck in Old Navy on Black Friday, waiting for 6 hours to check out.
Let's call 1-800 Old Navy. OLDNAVY.
It's gonna tell you to go screw yourself.
Thanks for calling Old Navy.
What the fuck? Let me talk to that bitch from the airplane. 1999.
What? It still works.
That is insane. There is somewhere on Old Navy's expense account That stupid 800 number cost them $4 a month to maintain. No one ever calls it.
I just did. I was the one.
They're going to be like, it's going to show them that it's active still, and they're going to be like, cut that expense.
I'm
Turn
going to
that
get a
damn-
call from. Did you accidentally call Navy yesterday?
All right. So this is an intriguing commercial to me.
Clear across America, the one name people still
Back
rely
when
on is Cellular One.
the wireless company was the one who made the phone, not an iPhone, not any other sort
Cellular
of phone.
One.
Cellular One made their own phones,
Old school flip phone.
and then along came Nokia and ruined that.
My first cell phone was a Nokia,
I had a Nokia brick.
but it
The-
flipped. It flipped on the
No, I
bottom.
didn't have. I had just the little blue and gray.
Mine
Where you
flipped
could
like
play
that.
Worm.
And it was like you pay by the minute or whatever.
Yep.
So the only time I ever used that phone was if I was calling my mom to tell her that I was going to be late or whatever when I went out, because I didn't have a curfew or anything like that growing up. So my curfew, the rules were when I told my mom I'd be home, that's when I had to be home. So if I told my mom I'd be home at midnight, she was up waiting for the door at midnight or whatever. So I would call that if I'm like, oh, it's 11, we're late, I'll be home at 12:30 or whatever. And then every Friday I would use that phone as I was leaving school to call Pizza Hut and order pizza so it would be ready almost as soon as I got home.
I had in high school. I had a beeper.
I had a beeper too.
Had a teal green beeper. I thought I was the shit.
My girlfriend, she would page me all the time, just like the upside down I love you or whatever. I'd get that shit all the time. Or 143 that was an I love you as well. Because it was I as one word or one letter, love is 4 letters, 3 letters. So 1/4, I'd get like 143 and I love you all day long on my beeper. So I paid a beeper just so some random girl could text, or it would be like texting now, but just she could page me. Look like
all right, on to the dumbest commercial we're gonna see.
With Snapple's new
You ever drink Snapple?
Yeah, they make.
I don't think I've ever had a Snapple.
They make good tea. They make really good tea.
Never had Snapple.
No rent and no phone bill hiding under Snapple caps. You'll never look at winning nothing the same way again.
So I wonder if that was they pay your rent.
No, you literally won nothing.
Victoria's Secret introduces
It was stupid.
I'd rather win the Victoria's Secret girls.
I'd rather win the Hooters.
I love Victoria's Secret angels.
Why did they let them talk here though? That seems dumb.
Yeah, what was it? A revolutionary space age fabric that now exists in the sexiest bra in the galaxy. The bra of the future is here.
Only if you put the right titties in it is the sexiest bra. All right. Oh,
This movie was awesome.
I loved this movie. Really showed Jim Carrey's range.
On a budget of $60 million, The Truman Show grossed an impressive $264.1 million at the box office.
Jim Carrey was awesome in this movie.
Yes, this was a great movie. It's not your normal Jim Carrey movie where he's a goofball, but it's good. It shows he had range.
Well, you get goofy parts of it. But
here, right here, watch this.
On my birthday.
Pause it, and it says, according to that commercial, Esquire magazine calls it the movie of the decade. I ain't going that far.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I don't know if it's movie of the decade.
There's 2 more movies on this commercial list. Both of them are better than The Truman Show.
I don't know. We'll see.
Fight you.
I don't think so.
It's an Acura 24.
Ricky Bobby?
Yeah. Ricky Bobby and how come we don't have Acura in NASCAR?
I had an Acura at one point. I had, a newer version of this Acura. TL. In fact, I had a 2008 TL.
That car 2008 Acura.
It had some get up and go, man. Trust me.
I like Acuras. starting at 33,000.
Yeah, that's a lot in 98.
Time and a place for subtlety. This is definitely not
By the way, Apple here coming in strong.
for place.
So this commercial here is for the new PowerBook G3 by Apple. This was the first black laptop by Apple, as everything else was dark gray. And this computer lasted until 2006 when it was replaced by the MacBook. And if you're wondering, it was featured in many facets of pop culture, including the movies You've Got Mail, TV show News Radio, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, Mission Impossible, lots of computer scenes in that movie, Disney's The Kid, Dark Angel, What Women Want, The West Wing, Friends, The Lone Gunman, and the list goes on and on. This computer was all over movies and television.
Well, Apple had gone silent there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back with the iMac, if you remember that, the colored computers that for
Those
your
were
desktop.
ugly, so ugly. Yeah, and you
Not
could see
at
that
the
was the
time,
ones
they
you could
were
like
cool as
see.
shit.
You could see in them, but then they had colored screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the
ugly.
time, that was their big foray back into the market.
I remember
And
my
then-
dad's laptop. That was his laptop that I would use to get on AOL and go to the WWF AOL chat room.
Nice.
No living being should
Oh.
ever eat processed foods for every
Stupid.
single meal of their life.
YouTube commercials.
I thought this was a legit commercial at first. I was like,
Me
I want to
too.
go to this store. I want to get a pimp outfit at this store.
It actually is a store, or was a store. You should look at. Tell me if it's still there. The Attic in Las Vegas.
Using American Express. So bring your Visa card.
Also, let me know if they now take Amex.
It's everywhere you want to be.
So the Attic Vintage Clothing
In Las Vegas, closed in
Las Vegas. Their last post on Instagram was 2022.
I mean, hey.
Looks like they still might be open. I don't know.
Was there a
Not a
post
lot
that we're
going-
closing?
It's a storefront closed. So it's all online now.
Ask them if they take Amex now, because I'm sure Visa had a deal with them. You can't
All right,
take
so
Amex.
I'm on Instagram. Their last post from September 15th, 2022. Do you now accept Amex? According to a 1998 commercial, you only take Visa.
Seems like you're pigeonholing yourself if you're only taking Visa. No
right.
MasterCard.
If they get back to me, I'll let everybody know.
Post it on Twitter.
You ever had any Jolly Jellies?
Introducing new Jolly Jellies.
No.
Sweet fruity.
I'm not a big candy guy like this. The only thing I would ever get was every once in a while I'd get some Gobstoppers or Sprees. I did love me some Sprees.
I wouldn't do the jellies because they're just coated in sugar. Why would
Yeah.
you not just make a gummy?
Nah, terrible.
They make gummies now, but why would you? Hey, we're going to take this sugar-filled candy and coat it in some more sugar.
Yeah.
You know, man, I think we're
Why are these kids lost?
Oh, use your cell phone.
Another cellular one.
That's a good scout.
Yeah, because I'm sure cell phones worked out in the middle of the woods back in the 90s.
Yeah, I can't get mine to work in the middle of the woods right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what these assholes are doing.
Coors. They buy
Yeah,
Coors.
they're not even
gas.
drinking the light version. They're going to go hardcore into the shitty tasting beer. Do we get gas or do we get beer?
Beer.
There's
Yeah.
only 1 mile high taste.
case you ever wondered what would happen if me and Dave were lost in the desert.
Yeah.
That's
Well, there's
what's gonna
mountains.
happen.
Hopefully, they must be pushing to go down the mountain.
That would be terrible if they were going up them. We got drunk and couldn't get the truck up the mountain.
This next one is one of Dave's faves. Lethal Weapon 4 on a budget of $150 million, made $285.4 at the box office. Supposedly Lethal Weapon 5's coming out.
This was before it was revealed that Mel Gibson was anti-Semitic.
Yeah. His career's really gone down in the last 20 years.
Well, not if he's doing a Lethal Weapon 5.
Apparently he's producing it because the original guy died. So another Nissan Altima.
But they have a 1.9.
Yeah, that's how I wrote.
APR.
1.9% APR financing. Where the hell are those rates these days? Do you know what my rate is for my boat right now? My
14.
credit score is 805. 8.99%. 805?
Yeah. Should have at least 820. That's top out.
Oh. 8.99% right now.
That's crazy. This lady's getting ready to get her rocks off in the middle of a grocery store.
I used to love these commercials. They made me horny.
I used to love this shampoo. It smelled great.
It was good smelling shampoo.
If a girl was wearing herbal essences, I was definitely rubbing up on her. Dr. Babe Ruth there.
Clairol's Herbal Essences, a totally organic experience.
Dr. Ruth, highly underrated as a.
Was that the
sex
sexologist
therapist.
lady? Yeah.
She's a sex therapist. This is who we stole it from, by the way. So go give them some love if you like what they're putting out.
Tellhell.libsyn.com.
Just tells me they're paying too much for their podcast.
What's funny is I heard this commercial. I was like, wait, somebody had a podcast in 98?
No. It's time to say goodbye.
This is another one of Dave's favorite movies.
Not
something special that holds a place in our hearts. New York.
This was a great movie.
I loved this movie. I don't know why it got shit on so much.
How close did you get to the thing?
Maybe because Godzilla was a flying lizard and not. But that movie made $380 million at the box office.
It's a badass movie.
And it was set up for a part 2. The end with all the eggs down below Madison Square Garden. And we never got it.
Case. A missing scientist. Frozen solid.
All these commercials are killing me.
Vern is taking hula lessons.
You know what I mean, Vern?
Edna to think he's exotic.
Vern and Edna.
Vern
and Edna.
Is this an erectile dysfunction?
No, it's for veggie burgers.
For fake meat. Same thing.
It's the garden burger. You can still buy garden burgers today.
Yeah, they're called Impossible now.
Yeah. They're called dog shit.
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with people?
I ain't trying to eat some gray ass looking fake cheeseburger.
Today, a breath of fresh air blew into
Yep,
the
see,
NBA.
rich people like Magic Johnson use American Express.
Yeah. What I find most intriguing about this is he was a member since 1988. It took him a decade in the league before he finally got his Amex card.
That's pretty
88.
much. I just got my Amex card. We got it about a year ago. That's our new card of choice, the American Express.
Do more. I'm thinking Magic, when he was in the NBA, may should have done less.
Yeah, you should have done less whores.
What was wrong with this Children of the Corn?
Are rich people taller than the rest of us?
Some of them.
No.
Are their loved ones
I'm
more
not.
deserving of an
Magic Johnson's taller than us.
Was the sun
Yeah.
created solely for their enjoyment? Are we the only car company that doesn't think so? Century by Buick.
You ever
Full
try to
of
buy a
amenities
Buick?
for
Those
everyone.
things are expensive as fuck.
Loaded 24.
I mean, not as
Century by
expensive
Buick.
as an Acura,
Car
but
for everyone.
Hey, check this out.
Sushi. It's what's for dinner.
gross.
Well, it's
Sushi's
what's for.
nasty.
It's not for dinner. It's for appetizer.
Gross.
That was the chick from Third Rock of the Sun.
Third Rock from the Sun, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Nothing to
remember.
do with Joe Diffie.
And she was on. She played Wilma in the Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas.
Now the conditioner travels with the color deeper inside the hair.
Well, I'm glad to know that the conditioner is traveling with the color inside the hair.
Gorgeous. You won't just see it.
I remember this commercial.
The new Nice and Easy from Clairol.
Clairol, they were all over everything.
Upstairs, the management guru is talking about vision and thinking outside the box.
Herbal Essences, is that still a shampoo?
Yep.
It's your job to think about the box. So you turn to
It's your job to think about the box.
UPS.
I want that job.
Delivery for every ground package you ship to any business.
By the way,
It's so fake. UPS destroys everything.
no.
Anytime I ever get a
USPS destroys everything.
Introducing guaranteed ground only from UPS.
Yeah. What? This was the crux where UPS started becoming more reliable and the Postal Service stopped becoming reliable.
It went to shit.
My sister mailed my kids Christmas presents December 17th from Florida, not even from Germany, from Florida. Never got them.
Where are they?
A postal worker's house, if I had to guess.
Probably.
Their kids are enjoying them.
Yeah.
Stupid.
On today's rough roads, if you ever need to stop quickly,
Must be a tire commercial.
Nope.
It can be like
Shock absorbers.
feet of road when you need it.
I'd be pissed.
In case you don't want watermelons all over your car.
Now with SafeTech, unlike worn shocks, SensaTrack helps hold your tire to the road.
I don't think I've ever bought shock absorbers.
Yeah.
Making the road a safer place.
I had a strut fail one
I don't
time.
usually keep cars that long.
Call 1-888-SAFE.
Well, it takes a long time to wear a shock out.
Suddenly Susan. Remember that show?
No.
Never saw it, but I remember the show.
What's her name? Who was that woman?
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah. But that's not Susan.
That's Susan. That's Susan.
The hell is
Kathy Griffin
from
won
Dawson
Susan.
Creek's doing there? There's Leah Thompson. She's hot.
Brooke Shields was Susan.
Terrible.
When your allergies are a nightmare.
Ooh, I might need some of this. I have terrible allergies.
It's Zyrtec.
Oh.
But at this time, it was only prescription. Now you can chew that shit like candy and no one cares.
Just don't make meth with it.
Only if it's Zyrtec D are you making meth with it. Bleeding butthole was the top side effect.
Ew.
That's if you're hanging out with our friend Efren.
Senator J. Bulwer thought he was ending it all.
By the way, cover of Islands in the Stream here.
It was the beginning of a whole new life.
I never really cared for this movie.
Never seen it, but I love the knockoff of Islands in the Stream.
Bulworth is the most
Ghetto superstar. That is what you are.
Who sang the song?
Coming from afar.
And furiously original. I'm incredibly.
Who was the singer of that song?
New York and Los Angeles.
Everywhere. Old Dirty Bastard, Nas, and Maya.
Maya. There you go.
Look at me. I love that. Islands in the Stream
remix.
remix.
I used to be so in love with Maya.
It's in the box.
It's in the box. What's in the box? Betty Crocker. What's in Betty's box?
New stir and bake.
Stir and
Chocolate.
bake. Ew. Wrong box.
Little world. You're way up high, so you can see everything. It has lots of places.
By the way, I feel like
That
they're
car
comparing
that
this.
was like the definition of luxury back in the day with all that stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like they're comparing it to an airplane, which is the least comfortable thing.
It must
you
be a
could possibly
minivan. It's a
sitting in.
minivan.
It's like a treehouse.
It's a treehouse, not an
The
airplane.
Plymouth.
It's a treehouse because we don't
It's
know
the
how
Caravan, the new Dodge Plymouth.
2,000 cash back.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Welcome to the final night of science.
Yeah, this is where we go sideways with it.
In just 45 minutes.
And that's the end of our commercials because Seinfeld comes on.
Boom.
All right.
So we're going to do another one of these in a couple weeks. But this time, Timmy C,
Can we go old?
we're doing 90s infomercials.
Sweet. Oh, Amazing Discoveries?
90s infomercials. I'll do some digging this week. I'll get it to you. You can start preparing.
Amazing Discoveries. Just
What is
pick
that?
one. It's the infomercial that used to be on when I was a kid. I would sit and watch them back to back to back to back.
But wait, there's more.
They were, yes. And, I can't think of, there was a real nerdy guy, short, dark hair with glasses. Hold on. Let me look it up here. Hold on.
Who was the Billy guy that died?
Billy Mays.
Billy Mays from all the cocaine. And then the ShamWow guy turned out crazy and like punched a girl and bit her. And you think this glue is, what's that mean? You think this glue is great? You got to try and sniff this shit.
Hold on. Here we go. Let me switch back to this. I'm just going to give you a taste.
I used to watch these forever.
Why is it not showing that? You bastard. Well, anyway.
It's coming. Infomercials coming.
The wax one is really great. And there's about 150 of them, which are fabulous.
Infomercials later this month. In 2 weeks, we are doing Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies, a movie review, a new filter-free network show
where we review shitty movies.
Yep, we haven't named it yet, but our first movie will be Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies. Stars Rowdy Roddy Piper, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Shane Douglas, and more. Yes.
When the hell was this from?
2014. And it is on Peacock. Hot Rod's in it.
Oh, Jesus.
This is going to be epic. I can't wait to watch this.
I'm excited.
All right, that's it for now on Wrestling with Commercials here on the Filter Free Network. Timmy C, Dave in the HSV, Andy Dufresne. We'll see you next time.
Schmooly.